Hello, further to my introduction of sculptural watercolour, I want to introduce you to a project that I've been engaged in for the last 18 months. And it's namely global warming. During the last 18 months, I've become fascinated with the scientific study that has been going on down in the Antarctic and the Arctic by the scientists who, for actually decades, have been monitoring the situation of ice flows in the polar regions. We in Europe particularly are not particularly concerned really with what goes on down there, or maybe we are now. But the situation has become so crucial that I think the world has become aware of the differences of temperature, particularly which is determining our own weather here in Europe. This study, which has enabled me to make these pictures, has been examined by both NASA and the polar research stations, and they came up with the most amazing data, which I was fascinated to see. So I was determined to try and create something so that we could understand what's going on. Last year, we were made very much aware of a spectacle that was unbelievable. In actual fact, this spectacle had started in 2017. And it was the carving, the breaking away from the landmass of one of the most enormous icebergs that had ever been envisaged or imagined. It was called, because it was so enormous, the Tonne Icberg, which had a bit of a fantastical ring about it, but in actual fact it was a very serious situation. Because as it flowed, as it started to break away, carved away, carving is the term used for breakaway of ice flows. As it started to move in July 2017, by January last year, 2021, it was moving at quite a rate which was not presumed, but because the temperature rises were great, it was moving faster than anticipated. The greatest fear was that it would hit South Georgia in the South Atlantic. But fortunately, it managed to sail past, and to date, it has started to break up. This phenomenon was reported on and then slightly forgotten. So I'm very pleased to have caught it at its biggest. And this is one of two pictures that I created of the Trillion Tonne. And this is it in its entirety. And the second picture will be the back end, because the back end, this end, is actually the most interesting, because you will be able to see how in a relatively short period this massive berg started to disintegrate and melt. And I hope you will see that actually the shapes formed are that of melting ice. This is really an incredibly serious situation. If a mass of ice like this, presumably, as they reckoned, twice the size of Luxembourg in Europe, could start and melt and break away from the landmass, what hope have we got? I'm very pleased to have captured this, and I hope you will understand the seriousness of the subject.